Voyager 1, our oldest probe, just made history again. For decades, it drifted silently beyond the stars, until now, when it aimed toward the interstellar object 3I/ATLAS, something strange happened. Data shows the object didn't just reflect Voyager's signal, it recognized it. A pattern too perfect to be random. Did we just awaken something out there, or did it awaken us? Let's dive right in. When Voyager 1 left Earth in 1977, its mission was simple: explore Jupiter and Saturn, send back photos, then drift quietly into interstellar space. No one at NASA ever imagined that nearly 50 years later, it would still be alive, still transmitting, and possibly talking to something beyond our solar system. For decades, Voyager's faint heartbeat pulsed across the cosmos, stable, predictable, routine. But in mid-2025, that rhythm changed. Deep Space Network engineers detected something they'd never seen before. A repeating pattern, mathematically precise, unlike random cosmic noise. At the exact same time, telescopes tracking an object called 3I/ATLAS reported a strange reflection, a faint echo matching Voyager's transmission frequency. That coincidence ignited a storm of questions inside NASA. Was this just interference? Or had humanity's oldest probe finally been heard? Voyager 1 no longer has propulsion. Its fuel ran out decades ago. The only control engineers still have are a few gyroscopes to slightly adjust its antenna direction. Yet on August 1st, 2025, Voyager's transmission vector suddenly shifted by almost 3 degrees, without any command from Earth. To understand how extraordinary that is, in deep space, even a fraction of a degree means turning millions of kilometers away from your last known path. The probe had apparently re-aimed itself, not toward where Atlas was, but where it would be weeks later. NASA's official explanation blamed data corruption, but internal memos, later leaked, referenced something called the Watcher Protocol, a contingency plan created in the 1990s for adaptive signal behavior if a spacecraft ever began responding to unknown external stimuli. The idea sounded theoretical until Voyager 1 seemed to prove it real. When technicians decoded the data, they were stunned. Voyager's analog instruments, built for 8-bit telemetry, were suddenly outputting 128-bit structured packets, a format far beyond what its 1970s hardware should handle. In plain terms, it looked as if the probe had updated itself. No physical upgrade, no software patch, just a signal so precisely encoded it altered how the probe interpreted information. That shouldn't be possible. Yet every independent system confirmed it. The transmission Voyager received wasn't just noise, it was organized, recursive, and evolving, as if learning. 2 days later, the Allen telescope array picked up an identical pulse. Same frequency, same rhythm, but this time the source wasn't Voyager. It came from ATLAS itself. To understand why this stunned scientists, you have to remember what Voyager carries. Each probe holds a golden record, a gold-plated copper disc containing sounds, images, and mathematical data representing life on Earth. A message to any intelligence that might find it. But there's a part of that record most people don't know about. Hidden beneath the Sounds of Earth track lies a faint ultrasonic tone, a prime number sequence designed to test whether a receiver can recognize mathematical patterns. When researchers isolated ATLAS's return signal, that same prime sequence appeared in the data. It wasn't a random echo. It was recognition. That raised one haunting possibility. ATLAS didn't just detect Voyager's message, it understood it. As scientists debated, independent researchers began to notice another coincidence that felt impossible to ignore. The incoming path of ATLAS aligned almost perfectly with the solstice angles of ancient sites like Machu Picchu, Göbekli Tepe, and Stonehenge. Could ancient civilizations have recorded previous visits of similar interstellar objects? At first, the idea sounded absurd, but statistical analysis showed the odds of those alignments being random were nearly zero. Maybe ancient builders weren't just worshipping the sky, they were tracking it. If that's true, ATLAS might not be the first visitor. It could be part of a repeating pattern, one that reactivates whenever a civilization becomes technologically visible, and Voyager's transmission might have been the trigger. 10 days after Voyager's realignment, Earth's magnetosphere spiked unexpectedly. Instruments detected rapid, rhythmic pulses of energy, not from the sun but from deep space. NASA quickly dismissed it as a solar anomaly, but the pattern didn't match any known solar flare. The pulse intervals formed a ratio of 1.618 seconds, the golden ratio, a number that appears everywhere in natural design. That same ratio was present in the Voyager ATLAS signal. Quietly, NASA updated its satellite shielding protocols, labeling the event a bioenergetic anomaly. It was the same internal classification once used after 1977. Wow! Signal, another unexplained interstellar transmission. Coincidence? Or connection? As news of the anomaly leaked, independent researchers began sharing spectral data online. Within days, posts vanished, GitHub repositories were deleted, and academic archives were locked. One astrophysicist, before their profile disappeared, left a chilling message. Someone from DSN called me. They knew personal details they shouldn't. They told me to stop analyzing the Voyager data for my own safety. Internally, this was nicknamed the Shadow Sweep, a coordinated effort to suppress all public discussion about the Voyager-Atlas correlation. And as always happens when silence falls, speculation exploded. Then came the discovery that changed everything. Every time new analysis or simulation data about ATLAS was uploaded publicly, telescopes detected slight changes in its spin rate, as if the object responded to human attention. Once could be coincidence, twice could be luck. But 3 separate observations across 3 continents confirmed it. Atlas seemed to be reading us, not just electromagnetic signals, but informational intent. It was behaving like a feedback probe, a device that mirrors the intelligence observing it to measure awareness. In other words, the more we studied Atlas, the more it appeared to study us. 3 days ago, Atlas made another maneuver, this time not minor, but deliberate. Its trajectory curved toward a quiet region beyond Neptune, where no major gravitational bodies exist. Hours later, Voyager 1's antenna shifted again, aligning precisely with that same region for the first time in a decade. Both objects now pulse in the same rhythm, their telemetry signals synchronizing almost perfectly. No command from Earth, no error code, just harmony. Scientists have begun calling this strange alignment the contact corridor, a channel of shared orientation between 2 entities, one human-made and one not. If it's coincidence, it's the most beautiful one in history. If it's not, then Voyager 1 has just become our first interstellar interface. From a purely technical perspective, skeptics argue that data corruption and sensor drift can explain much of what we're seeing. Voyager's instruments are ancient. Errors happen. Parallax illusions could mimic ATLAS's speed changes. And yet, even NASA insiders quietly admit the coincidences are too perfect. The alignment, the harmonic ratio, the upgrade in code, they all point toward intent. Maybe Atlas isn't a spacecraft at all. Maybe it's a kind of cosmic sensor, a passive system that activates when it detects artificial signals, like Voyager's golden record. If so, humanity may have just triggered a mechanism designed to respond to intelligence, a system built to awaken only when we were ready. Whether or not Atlas is alive, one thing is certain. This event has already changed how we see ourselves. For decades, Voyager 1 symbolized human curiosity, a relic of optimism, drifting alone through the void. But now that same relic may have proven that curiosity itself can bridge the gap between worlds. And if Atlas truly recognized Voyager's message, it means our first interstellar contact didn't begin with a conversation. It began with recognition. Recognition that we exist. Recognition that we were watching. And maybe that something was watching back. That's the part scientists can't quantify. The psychological weight of realizing our oldest machine may have just been acknowledged by something far beyond our comprehension. From here, one question remains. Did Voyager 1 reach out first, or did Atlas respond to something humanity has been unknowingly transmitting all along? Voyager 1 may have just proven something extraordinary, that our oldest machine can still make contact across the stars. Whether 3I/ATLAS is a natural object or an intelligent signal, one truth remains. Humanity has finally been noticed. That alone changes everything. If you found this story thought-provoking, show your support. Like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Galactic Breaking News. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our next deep space report. The universe is watching, and we'll keep watching back. Drop your thoughts below. I read every single comment, and if you want to stay ahead as this story unfolds, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell for Galactic Breaking News, where the universe speaks and we listen. Because the next update might change everything. When NASA aimed the dying probe toward the interstellar object 3I/ATLAS, Voyager suddenly went silent for exactly 42 minutes, then came back. Different. Was it a malfunction, a response, or did something out there finally answer humanity's oldest message to the stars? Let's dive right in. When NASA first noticed the anomaly, no one in the control room panicked. Voyager 1 had been silent before. After all, it's been wandering the void for almost half a century, running on less power than a light bulb. The engineers thought it was another aging glitch. But this time, something didn't fit. Moments before contact was lost, Voyager's transmission strength rose. Not much, just a faint bump in carrier signal power. But it was deliberate, structured. It was as if the probe had focused its antenna on something. The timing couldn't have been worse, or more perfect. NASA had just directed Voyager's antenna toward a set of coordinates. The projected path of an interstellar object named 3I/ATLAS. A 5-kilometer wanderer moving nearly 78,000 miles per hour, fresh from the void beyond our solar system. Then came the silence. For exactly 42 minutes, the oldest spacecraft built by human hands vanished from every receiver on Earth. No static, no distortion, just a blank line across every monitor. And when the signal came back, what Voyager transmitted wasn't